clearly I played in 2 varsity matches. I won one and lost the other one as captain. So most of my favourite varsity match memories concern the first one in 1984. We won 33 points to 6, I think it was, against Oxford, and I managed to score a try. And it's amazing looking back now that game might have taken place 150 years ago, not just over 30 years ago, because it was the old Twickenham that everybody remembers, obviously bearing no resemblance to the wonderful stadium that Twickenham is now. And, you know, it was a misty, cold, damp December afternoon, and 35,000 people there. It was a surreal atmosphere, and we were so confident going into that game, and we really felt that we could obliterate Oxford, and it was probably one of the biggest victories that Cambridge have enjoyed in the history of the varsity match, and just to be part of that occasion was very, very special indeed. I mean, clearly being involved in the varsity match had a massive influence in my career. Back in the day, in the mid-80s, of course, the varsity match attracted huge crowds. There were still international players playing, and I was lucky enough to play alongside Rob Andrew and Kevin Sims, Fran Clough, myself, Ian Morrison in the back row, you know, and some fine players, John Ellison, Simon Smith was obviously there, Mark Bailey as well, and you know, some great players, and great players in the Oxford team as well, with Stuart Barnes, Hugo McNeil. So, you know, it was a great standard of rugby. We played the top clubs in England and Wales, and it just allowed me the confidence to go on and reach new heights, I think, for my career. So there's no doubt that it had a massive influence in my career, and for that I'll always be eternally grateful. And, you know, again, looking back at captaining Cambridge in the varsity match, I basically captained every team that I'd ever played for. And I don't say that arrogantly, I just was very, very fortunate. But I think the lessons that I learned there from Cambridge and being, you know, a leader of some fine men and training every single day, it stood me in very good stead, not only for captaining Scotland, but also the Lions, where I had the opportunity to go and tour with some of my Cambridge colleagues, particularly Rob Andrew as well, and that was just magic. And all the lessons I think I learned at being captain of Cambridge stood me in very good stead to be the captain of the Lions. You know, the varsity match is a wonderful opportunity, of course, to reunite some friends that you haven't perhaps seen for a long, long time. And even though I live up in Scotland, I do make a good effort most years to come down, not only for the varsity match, but of course the Hawks Club dinner the night before as well, which is part of that. But let me just say that if you haven't been to the varsity match for a number of years, do try and get in touch with your old mates, those guys that you played sport with at university, because it is a great occasion. The West Car Park at Twickenham never is a bad place to socialise, and the opportunity to meet long lost friends that you haven't seen perhaps for many, many years is a great opportunity. So make sure you get along to the varsity match.